This time we'll be taking in questions, I know, and I have seen our question and answer with many interesting questions and topics which we hope that we can discuss. So may we invite again our dear speakers, Director Emmy Delfin, Director Lilian Salonga, and also Assistant Director Alfonso A. Marali Jr. on behalf of USEC Iringan. So this time we'll be taking questions, and to facilitate the open forum, I will be turning you over to Mr. Dominic Doc Ligot, who is a data analyst, researcher, software developer, entrepreneur, and founder of Zerolytics. May I remind you to please keep your answers short so that we can accommodate more questions from our participants. So without any further ado, I'll be giving you to Doc Dominic. Okay.
Thanks, Diane. And thank you to our speakers. Medyo we're behind on time, so baka isang tanong, isang sagot na lang. No? Let's go first for your Director Salonga. There's a question here from Jonathan Maldupana. No? He's an environmental planner. He's just asking, do we know how many CMCI indicators already support the development of smart cities na nabanggit ninyo?
Actually, as you've seen, most that are in the pillar are already contributory to the smart cities. That's why you can filter it, as I mentioned, the initial framework and the 50 indicators. There are really sub-indicators underneath, but offhand, I don't have the numbers, but you can see, of course, business, government efficiency will have on smart city. Resilience would also contribute to the smart city initiatives. Even infrastructure is also crucial. And recently introduced on innovation, I'm sure it would have a lot, but as offhand, I don't have the exact number, but we can get back to you as you would need it.
Yeah,
just
thanks,
give us your
Director.
email address and we will be able to make the counting for you and the specific number of indicators per pillar.
So see if Jonathan is still listening, please just send us your email address, no? And I'm sure people will be interested. Okay, sige. Next question kay Director Emmy. This comes from Facebook. Okay, Facebook tayo. From Chris Libuna, who is also an advocate of smart cities. I think you mentioned the digital cities roadmaps, no? But she mentions here that she's wary about the sustainability of roadmaps if ever there's a change in leadership within these cities. So maybe just center on that point. How do you plan to make sure that the roadmaps are sustained, especially when we change administrations?
Thank you. Hi, Doc Ligot. Nice to see you again. And I would also like to say hi to Director Lilian and of course, AD June. Good afternoon. While we are speaking here, sa kabilang session, yung ating Digital Governance Awards for the judging. Actually, I forgot to mention that, that part of the DICT-DILG collaboration is encouraging local government units to use ICT in providing services to the constituents. But anyway, to your question, Doc Ligot, and thanks for that person, somebody who actually asked this. Yes, of course, we want sustainability in terms of the implementation of the digital cities roadmap for the cities. That's why, as I mentioned earlier, that it's not only the role of LGU, but it's really a collaboration among the ICT ecosystem players. So LGU, academe, very critical, private sector, and the national government agencies through the provincial offices. That's why we actually institutionalize the creation of the council so that regardless of the leadership of the mayor of that city, the roadmap, the targets, the implementation plans will actually be implemented, will be sustained. And so that's basically we consider that as a challenge, but with the collaboration, particularly from the academia and private sector and NGAs through provincial offices. That's why the assurance for the sustainability and continuity of the programs, initiatives under the Digital City Roadmap will be there.
Thanks, Direct Emmy. Actually, the reality is these initiatives should last multiple admins, no? Talagang it takes long time.
Should be. Yeah.
And it's good to know we have a plan for that. Okay, I'll direct this naman to Assistant Director Marali, no, on behalf of USEC Iningan. Meron nagtatanong dito, sir, sa Q&A. Do we need to improve the requirements of having higher expectation for service and development for, let's say, barangay chairman to kagawad? So at the lowest level, does the ILG have strategies on supporting e-learning to support smart cities? More about knowledge, sir. Ay, sir, nakamute tayo, sir.
Okay, can you hear me now? Yeah, actually the DILG now is crafting a comprehensive capacity building roadmap for local governments, especially comes 2022 when we start implement the full devolution policy. We are, as of today, we are doing mapping, okay, categorizing local governments, where are they now in terms of the level of capacity. And then from there, we will try to develop appropriate interventions. And ICT is, of course, part of the plan, because as we all know, that is the way to go. It's the way to go. So we are already we've started encouraging barangay officials to embark on ICT as a platform in enhancing their governance. And of course, coupled with that, as I said a while ago, we are doing mapping of the capacity levels of our barangay officials and other local government officials in order for us to define strategic intervention that will really enhance the capacities of these officials.
Okay, sir, thank you. And I think that highlights the need for talagang more dissemination of knowledge, no, to support our smart cities initiatives. For the rest of the Q&A, we'll attempt to answer them na lang online. No? So if you still have questions, please put in the Q&A. But in the interest of time, we have to move forward. So I want to thank again Director Lilian Salonga, Director Emmy Delfin, Assistant Director Alfonso Marali for your answers. So back to you, Diane.
Thank you so much, Sir Dominic. So this time, we will be awarding the certificates of appreciation to our dear speakers. So I would be reading very quickly the citation. DOST-Philippines awards this certificate of appreciation to our dear speakers, Director Emmy Delfin, Director Lilian Salonga, and also to USEC Marlo Iringan. In grateful acknowledgement and sincere appreciation for sharing his or her knowledge and expertise as speaker during DOST-Philippines webinar on building sustainable communities and cities in the Philippines, a smart city webinar held on October 7, 2021 via Zoom and Facebook Live, signed by our Executive Director, Dr. Enrico C. Paringit. So shall we have a quick photo opportunity? May I request our dear speakers to please turn on their cameras and capture this moment? Okay. We also request Dr. Eric if he's there. Thank you so much. And of course, Sir Dominic, you may also join us, please. Thank you. Okay. I hope our tech team are ready on my cue. All right. In 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, one last shot. In 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much to our dear speakers. Thank you for everything that you have shared. And please do continue to connect with them. Make use of our chat box. Make use of our connection this afternoon.